Hi everyone, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I am a bit late but I'm finally here with the VIP box from Sparkle UK. I did receive it probably over a week ago now. I don't even know what date it is today and when I received it or anything, but there's been so much going on in my life lately. Everything all seems to have come at once. Like obviously we've just booked the wedding, so I'm just planning a few things to do with that. Because it is in January, so it's coming around really quick. But also we've had my niece's 4th birthday, and for anyone that doesn't know, she lives with us with my brother, so we did a big like joint party for that because my son is turning 1 next week and my niece turned 4 last week, so we did like a joint thing for them on her birthday. So that was a huge party and a lot of planning. A lot of people came. It was really good, to be fair, but yeah, it just turned out to be an absolutely massive event, and it really wasn't meant to be like that. So there was a lot of stuff that went into that. So basically all that's over now. I'm still obviously wedding planning to an extent, but most of that is done as well, so I can finally start putting my energy back into YouTube because it has fell on the back burner. So, you know, I'm back with it. Anyway, so we've got the VIP box for August. So we've got a transfer foil, we've got some diamante chain, we've got mylar, and 3 glitters. So I'm going to of course show you what they all are, and then we'll do a design with something out of the box as well. Ooh, that's a funky packet for that. That's different. Anyway, right, let's not show you all at once. So first of all, we've got these flakes. These are beautiful. So these are micro mylar. That's the correct term for what they are. I don't know how to pronounce this, I'm not going to lie to you, so I'm not even going to try because I know I'll say it wrong, because I actually heard someone pronounce this the other day and I thought to myself, oh, that's how you say it, but I can't remember what it was, so you just have to bear with me with that. Anyway, this is what it looks like. Absolutely beautiful colour. I love this, like, it's like a teal, I'd say, like turquoise, teal. What's the difference? I'm not 100% sure. I always imagine teal to be a bit more blue and turquoise to be a bit more green. But they're both greeny blue, if that makes sense. I don't know. As a nail tech, I should probably know stuff about colour, but there you go. This beautiful. So it might be that I use in this set, but we'll see what else we've got. So I'll show you this glitter now because we just had a little sneak peek at it just. So we've got pink champagne, which this is like a proper like thick container. I really like this. Never had a glitter come in this before, so that's different. This one is called Pink Champagne. Like I've already said probably a million times now, this would be £2.99 if you were to buy it individually. That other one would be £2.49. Absolutely stunning. And this is a Sparkle UK unique mix, which means that you won't be able to get anywhere else. All of the items in this box this month are £13.85 altogether. This is how much they'll all be individually added up, but you do get it for less than that if you buy the box. You get it 3 months. Is it 3 months? 2 months earlier than when it goes on general release, and you can use my discount code, so it's even less. I think they're £12.99. You can use my 15% off code as well, which gets it even cheaper, which is always in the description box. Next up we've got Pearly Queen, which is this glitter here. This is a Sparkle UK unique mix as well, and it would be £2.49. Sorry if you can hear beeping in the background, it won't last the duration of the video. It's just my dishwasher is finished, and it very passively aggressively tells me about 4 times before it just gives up. So yeah, this is the next one. This is absolutely beautiful. I love that. Look at that. Now I want to do that. I don't know how to use this now and do like a nice fade or something. I mean, look at the state of my nails. We're not going to be doing anything on my nails because they look like this. I'm going to have to do it on display tips. And then we've got Golden Sands, which is also stunning. God, how am I going to pick something to do? I'll definitely have to do some multiple videos of these products, so I don't know how I'm going to pick which one I'm using today's. This is stunning. It's got all sorts of different sizes. It's got the big, large hexes, got the medium hexes, got fine glitter, but they're all flat gold. And I do like that because, don't get me wrong, I do love holographic, but not everyone wants like the jazz of holographic. So things like this, like metallics, are so nice for people who want something but not something too extravagant. That is beautiful. Anyway, moving on. So then we've got, oh sorry, that one is Golden Sands and would be £1.99. And then we've got Sunshine Diamante, which is 18 inches. And that is the colour. Of course, if it's going to be called Sunshine, it was going to be yellow, wasn't it? But that is so glitzy. I love that. And then last but not least, we've got Orbital Foil. I'm not going to use this because I always seem to use the foil out of these boxes. But this will be 90p and it is 2 meters long, which is just a fantastic value. So that is everything in the box. I'm going to have a quick pause of the video and a quick brainstorm of what I'm going to use. I'll probably do base colours or whatever I'm going to be doing as a base on the nails first, just to speed up the process a little bit, because the video is already 5 minutes in, and I usually like to keep these quite quick because it's mainly just to show you the products in the box. So I don't really want to do a design that's going to take 40 minutes to complete. So I think we'll just go with some sort of like glitter fade or something. I just can't figure out which glitter to use because they're all so beautiful. I don't know whether to use both of these, you know, because I love both and I think they will go together okay. We'll just incorporate them somehow. I don't know. I do really like this, but I don't think it's going to show up very well on a video. But it's so, just look at that. It's amazing. What should I do? Anyway, just let me sit and think about it for a moment. Oh, also this one I didn't even realise. It's got love hearts in it. You can just about see one there, I think. I don't know if you can on camera. Just there where my thumbnail is. Let's give it a quick shake, see if any appear. Yeah, they're all through it, so there's quite a few in there. You can see them now. So just thought I'd point out. Anyway, so I'm going to have a little think and then do the bases, etc. And then we can get on with a quick design. Okay, so I'm just going to paint one of the nails on camera and I'll do the other ones off. So I just want you to see the base colour I'm using. So I am going to use this one because it's just beautiful. I can't not. So we're going to do a full nail of it. We're going to do a fade of it. And then we're going to do some blossom gel art alongside it as well with a similar colour to it. So we're going to be using Beach House, which I've picked as the similar colour. And then we're going to use Bubblegum Daiquiri from the Jobox UK as the base colour. So let's just go straight into it. So I'm just going to show you me, like I said, doing the base colour on just one of the nails. I need to get a light over here to start. There we go. So I'll just paint one and then I will do the others quickly off camera and then show you what they look like when they're all painted before we move on to design. I did make the mistake of buffing the tips, which as you can see has made them rough and there's bits sticking up now. So I do need to just go over the other two with the smooth side of the buffer to prevent that, because it's going to look horrible on the normal painted nails. This one will just be the nail that I use for the full cover glitter, so it doesn't make a difference. But that was the colour anyway. So I'm just going to quickly paint the other two. Okay, so I've only done one coat of the colour in the end because I actually didn't really need to and it would waste my time. I do have a colour catcher now. I don't know what they're actually called. I think they're actually for dip powder, aren't they, these things? But I bought it off Shein recently just because, like I said, I've just lost my other one, so I did need a new one. So I am going to sprinkle this onto the full cover nail because I do want it to be really full coverage. So I am just going to, I didn't even think about the fact that I didn't need the light colour as the base for that nail. I should have just used the other colour, would have made more sense, but here we are. I'm going to be doing, hopefully it's going to cover it completely anyway, so it doesn't matter. So I'm going to grab my Clarity Builder Gel from Nail Order and I'm just going to do a nice even layer. I'm not building it or anything like you usually would with a builder gel. I'm just going to place a layer on, basically just for the product to stick to and push into. I'm just making sure it's completely covered everywhere. And then, like I said, we're going to sprinkle it on top. So I'm going to get my catcher ready so don't waste product. And then I'm just going to go ahead and sprinkle it straight on. So I'm just doing the sides first. And then I'll go over the middle. Tap off the excess. And then I'm just going to go in with my finger and just go around the edge first and then tap. Oh, just taps that off. doing this step first was a bit silly really. So first of all, just ignore I just did that. We're going to go in, I'm going to go with my finger and just pat it down to try and get it as flat as possible before I cure it. And then once I've done that step, that is when I'm going to tap the edges, because obviously me popping that down, patting it, is going to move some pieces over the edge anyway. And we're just popping them back on to the nail. This colour is so stunning. And if there's any gaps anywhere that doesn't have any, I can just manoeuvre it around a bit. I do just want to get that one large piece off down here. It's not going to sit at the right angle with where it is, so I'm just going to brush that off. Just pop that back on, and then I'm just going to pick up some pieces to fill in the gap that I've just created. Some smaller pieces that will be able to sit flush to the nail. Because then we're going to pop this into cure. That's too busy sticking to my brush than the nail. That's great. I'm just going to get a little bit more builder because I might have just swiped that off with that big piece. Okay, and then once I am happy, or pretty much happy, I'm going to pop that in the lamp for a full cure, and then when it comes out we can dust off any excess. But look how stunning that is, beautiful. So I'm just going to leave this in here for now because I'm going to use that same product for the glitter fade nail, which we're going to do next. So I'm going to get my Clarity Build Gel again. I'm going to place it on the nail. I'm going to do this slightly different than I usually would to do a fade, just because I do glitter fades. I feel like I've done them a lot on my channel and I don't want it to be overkill, so I'm going to do it slightly different. So even though it's the same outcome, we're using a slightly different technique so it's not too repetitive. So we're going to do coming down from the cuticle area to the free edge. So first things first, I'm going to get my nail art brush. And I'm going to put a bit of gel on it just to get it a little bit sticky so it picks up product, but not too much where it's not going to put the product down. And then we're just going to pick some product up on it and place it on the nail. It's not anything special, this is just my clean-up brush. So I'd usually, my favourite method of doing a glitter fade and applying glitters like this is to mix it into a clear gel and then apply it as a gel basically, and just put it quite thick at the cuticle area and then fade it downwards. But we're going to do it slightly different this time. Okay, so I'm just going to wipe off my brush. It's getting a bit stuck now. The good way about doing it this way is you can literally put the product and like the glitter exactly where you want it. You can literally place it exactly where you want it to go, which is very effective in creating the fade look because you're not just leaving it to chance, you are literally creating the effect by hand. So I'm just making sure that the area up the cuticle end, or what would be the cuticle if it was a person, is nice and dense with glitter, because that's how we're going to get the nice faded effect, is nice dense glitter at the top and then it getting obviously more sparse as it goes down the nail. So I'm just getting my detailer brush now instead, and then I'm going to use that to maneuver some pieces around, add some just create the faded look. So this is where we're going to start separating some pieces and bringing them down the nail. We will add some more in a second. I'm just getting rid of that really harsh line. This piece here is going to stick up, so I'm going to remove that. And then that's when we're going to go in, grab some pieces and place them on. So we want to fill in any gaps further up. And then I'm going to get some really small pieces like these ones here and place them further down to create that fade. Like so. So it's almost like the pieces are like falling down the nail as such. That was a little bit big actually to be a bottom. There we go. Beautiful. So easy. I do love a glitter fade. I think it's so effective, and it is still one of the easiest sort of techniques to use because there's multiple different ways to do it. Same with most things, and you can do whichever way suits you best. If you want to have a bit more control, then I'd do it this way. If you're willing to trust the process and it potentially be a bit quicker, then I'd recommend doing it the mixing with gel way. Okay, so I'm just filling in those side walls now, which is not really important when we're doing it on display tips, but let's just pretend we're doing it on a person. I need one more tiny piece to go over here. Right, I'm going to leave it there, else it'll end up overkill. So we're just going to look from a side angle and make sure that it's nice and flat, and if it isn't, we're just going to pat some pieces down or remove them if necessary. And then, once they're happy, we can pop it into the lamp for a full cure. So while that one is curing, I'm going to grab this one now. I'm doing both the messy ones first before I start doing the plain one, because the other one isn't going to actually have any of this on. So I'm just going to dust this off into my bin so it doesn't get all over my desk. So I'm just going in with a manicure brush. I'm giving it a good scrub, just this sort of brush, and just going straight over and scrubbing. That's going to take off any of the loose pieces off the top. And as you can see, it's lifted up some that are not entirely stuck, which is what we want, because we want it to be nice and flat. So once I've done that, I'm going to go in with my cuticle nippers. I'm going to nip off any of the bits that are really, really sticking up, like nothing that's a little bit, because that doesn't matter, but anything really big is just going to get nipped off. And then all what's left to do is encapsulate and top coat. So we've got a little gap here, don't know if you can tell, so I'm going to pop just a bit of builder. I'm going to pick up some pieces to fill it in, make sure they're nice and flat so we don't have to do that process again. And then once I'm happy that is filled and there's nowhere else that I'd like any more, so there's a little bit up there as well, look. A bit more gel, another piece, fill that gap. Make sure there's nowhere else I need any, and then if I'm happy, I can pop that into the lamp, and when that comes out, that'll be ready for the last steps. So the other one that we created, this one, is obviously already flat because we've done it in like a single layer instead of piled it on top. So for this specific design, sorry, I don't know what I was saying there, we are going to do a coat, a very thin coat of builder over the top of the nail as well to make sure it's completely smooth, ready for the next part of this design, because we're going to be overlapping it a little bit. And then I'm just going to make sure that it's completely smooth. And if not, I can just build on that a little bit with my builder. And then if I was doing this on a client, I'd also buff this after this step as well. I'm not going to on this because it's just extra time and I don't need to because it's not a person. But if it was on a real person, then that's what I'd do. So while that is in, we're just going to finish off this one, which is going to be basically the same process of what we've just done. We're just going to give it a quick encapsulation. It is going to need a little bit more product on this one because it is obviously a lot bumpier and there is lots of areas to fill in. So with this one, I'm just doing a quick go over with the gel first just to get it on there like a slip layer, and then I am going to get a bit more on my brush and I'm going to do like a builder layer. So if I was doing this on a client for a builder gel overlay, I would do a thin layer of builder underneath this design, very thin, like just a sort of like a base coat, something to file back to the next appointment, and then I'd use this step as the building part instead of underneath and then a design on top, because you don't want to build underneath and on top because you're going to end up with a really thick bulky nail. So you're going to get the strength either way, whether it's in the bottom or on top. So I'd just make sure that it was on the top for this sort of design so it doesn't end up really thick. And then again, after this step, usually I would buff. I will buff just this little bit here because that's going to be annoying. But other than that, I'm not going to bother with these. So I'm just going to pop that into the lamp again. And then we're going to get on with the middle nails. So this is the middle nail, as you can see. We're going to go in with that colour that I just showed you. And we're going to use the blooming gel from Gelbox UK. I have had a couple of questions lately about the Gelbox UK as a brand and like where they've gone, and people haven't heard from them and stuff. And to be honest, I have no answers for you. I haven't heard from them either. Virginia is usually really good at getting back to people, and like we have a brand ambassador group chat on Instagram, and I've asked like specifically to Virginia herself through the Gelbox UK Instagram that I've messaged her personally, and she's not even read it or answered or anything. And I've also asked in that group chat if anyone else in there has heard from her or anything, or received boxes, and no one's received boxes or heard from her. So we're all as none the wiser as you are about what's happening. She was very busy last time we spoke to her a few months ago. I think she was a bit snowed under, but obviously it's no excuse. Like, obviously you still got to fulfill orders and stuff, so I don't know what's going on, to be honest with you. I'd love to be able to help, and if I do hear anything I will let you know ASAP, but for now I am also in the dark, so I can't help, unfortunately. But like I said, I will, if anything comes out, you will be the first to be updated. So anyway, going in with this middle one, and we're going to use the Beach House colour. So I just think that one suits the teal colour quite well. I did think about doing white, and then I thought, I don't know, so I'm not sure. I might do white as well. I'm not sure yet. So we're going to do actually, should I get some white out ready? Because if I do decide to do white, I'm going to have to do it on this wet layer. So I am doing white. We're going for it now because I'm committed. So I'm just going to grab some, get out my palette ready. We're going to do a white blooming gel flower and a blue one, apparently. I was going to do two blue, but there we go, we've changed our minds. Right, so I'm going to go in with the blue one first, and I want to make sure I've got a lint-free wipe next to me ready to wipe my dotting tool off to go straight into the white. So I'm going to go straight in, and 1, 2, oh gosh, that was rubbish, 3, 4, 5. We're going to pop those there. I'm going to wipe that off straight away and go with my white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give it a few seconds, and I'm going to pop it into the lamp. That blue is lovely, love that. So I'm just waiting for the white to disperse a little bit. We've also annoyingly got an air bubble in there, which is just perfect. There we go, I've popped it. So I'm popping this into the lamp now. So with the other two, I am going to buff them just because of the design we're going to do. I want to make sure they're nice and smooth. So we're just going to go over with a lint-free wipe, give them a little wipe to get the tackiness off. I'm going to do that for both. And then I'm going to go in with my sponge buffer and give them a quick buff. I'm just going to take it off that because it's going to fall off anyway and it's going to annoy me. So I might as well just get it off to start with. I'm just going to go straight in. I'm going in with the smooth side because I don't need anything crazy. Especially with this one because it is pretty much flat anyway, to be honest. I don't think there's anywhere sticking up. No, it's lovely. So that one was easy. And then this one, I didn't like this one very well. I can still feel that it's tacky in places. Going over with that again. And then with this one, I'm going to use the rougher side of my buffer on the outside edges. Because they need a bit more help than the rest. Got hair inside it there, that's brilliant. And then I'm going to go in with the smooth side and do the entire nail. Sorry if you can hear the football in the background. I've got the door that leads into my house from my salon room open just for the dog to come and go if she wants to. So that's what you'll be able to hear because it's on in the living room. Right, I'm just going to take this off the back, pop it back on here, pop that back on as well, give them a dust off, and then we're going to go in with the blooming gel on this nail. Covering the entire nail, mainly just because I don't actually know where I'm going to do what I'm going to do yet. I think I'm going to do smaller flowers for this one, so I'm just going to use the smaller side of my dotting tool instead this time. Put my palette back now I'm not throwing dust everywhere. Oh, not under the light, there we go. So I've got a bit on my finger, there we go. So we're going to do a white flower up here and then a blue one further down because I think the white will show up better on the blue background. So we're going to go here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then further down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give that last dot a chance to move around. I'm just going to pop those air bubbles if I can. I can't. I think, is that a hair? No, it's fine. Right, anyway, I've left that to spread too much now, so it's a bit faded, but never mind. I'm going to pop that into the lamp. Now, this one, I'm not sure whether to do anything on it or not, to be honest. I think I might just do a small white one, because I don't think the blue's going to show up on it anyway, so that would be pointless. But I don't want it to be completely plain. So I think, oh, I don't know. I feel like we need something blooming on here, just to make it sort of blend in with the other nails. I don't know what to do or where. Oh, gosh. Lint-free wipes are not very lint-free, are they? Well, they're not meant to be lint-free wipes. They're actually wax strips, so I can't really complain. Right, so I think with this one, we'll just stick to random dots instead of a flower, maybe. Or should I just do a small white flower in the middle? What have we got on the other? We've got 2 on the others, so maybe just, yeah, something small on this one, I think. So we'll just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let that disperse a little bit, and then I'm also going to do some just random dots coming away from it, like so. Perfect, I love that. And we're going to pop that into the lamp for a full cure. Lock it in place. So the other 2, what I want to do with this one is I want the flakes to be the centre of the flowers, if that makes sense. So I'm going to place a little bit of gel. Actually, no, this is where I'm going to, yeah, no, I am. I'm going to place a little bit of gel in the centre of both flowers and then just pick up the pieces and place them where I want them. So instead of doing what I'd usually do as the middles, like dots and stuff, I'm just going to use these flecks of mylar instead. Just that's my way of tying in the flakes to this nail. One more little piece just here. Happy with that, cute little details, and then I'm going to pop that in the lamp. Okay, so the other two are also out. So this one, I think I'm just going to do the same thing for all of them. Obviously I won't be able to for the full cover one because that's got the flakes underneath it anyway, so that's naturally already got it in the middle. I'm just going to keep it consistent. We'll do the same thing with these ones. I love how I said I was going to keep it really quick and easy, and here we are 30 minutes into the video. Sorry about that. But anyway, there's that nail, so I'm going to pop that into the lamp now as well. And then they're all done, I think. Let's just have a look at this one. I think I might do a dot in the middle of this one of the blue colour that I've used on the other two nails, because I don't have any of that on this nail. So we're just going to pop that blue in the centre of that, I think, and that'll do. I'm not going to do anything else to it because I always go overkill. I always regret it, so let's just leave it as is. So all we need to do now is top coat, so obviously we'll do that when they come out of the lamp. Okay, they're all out now, so all we need to do is give them a quick top coat. Don't really need to do it on camera, to be honest, because it's not revealing anything, because everything's already got a shiny layer over the top anyway, but never mind. These flakes are absolutely beautiful. I did just get cut off because my phone ran out of storage. I haven't deleted any videos for ages, and I didn't even realise that it had got to full capacity and told me to delete some, and I didn't realise basically. So I've deleted some now. I've got lots of space left, but I didn't realise it, so I didn't film the last however many that I hadn't top coated. I think there was only one that I hadn't done on camera anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I also need to hurry up because I'm sat in a room that's really brightly lit, obviously, for the video, and all the windows are open because it's actually cool enough tonight to get some light, to get some cool air in, and now all the moths have decided to come and swarm in this room, so don't really particularly want to be sat in here for any longer than I need to be. So these are all coming out the lamp now. I'm just going to give them a very quick file around the very edges just to smooth them out a bit, and then I'm going to place them on here and then we can see what they look like. So here is how they turned out. I absolutely love them. I can never get very good like end videos of tips I've done, like nails I've done on tips, sorry, instead of my nails, because usually with just my nails I can move my hands around and stuff. But yeah, I still haven't found my double-sided sticky tape to put on a brush and use that way. But I really love how these turned out. Let me know what you think, but they're so pretty. I absolutely love them. I'll put some pictures at the end anyway so you can see them a bit better. Hopefully I can get some better photos than a video. But yeah, I really love these, and that product from Sparkle Supplies UK in that box is beautiful along with all the other products. So definitely worth getting this month's box, even if you don't get any others. Like the August one is beautiful, not that none of the others are not, but you know, those products are just stunning. The glitters especially are just lovely. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and to Lorraine for sending me the VIP box as always. Very, very grateful to her. She is such a lovely lady, deserves all of your custom. Definitely use my discount code that is in the description box for 15% off, and I'll be back very soon with another video. Bye.